What's good, sports fans? Are you ready to elevate your live entertainment experience? Well, let me introduce you to SeatGeek, an amazing platform that connects you to your favorite events while saving you money. With SeatGeek, you can easily find tickets for sports games, concerts, and so much more, all in one place. The interface is user-friendly, making it simple to browse and compare prices. And one of the best features is the interactive seating chart. You can see exactly where you'll be sitting and how much you'll be spending, ensuring you get the best value for your money. But here's the best part. Check this out. By using my promo code, ChalkItUpSports, you can enjoy a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. That's right, $20 off your first SeatGeek order. Imagine catching that thrilling game or concert without breaking the bank. It's a win-win situation. Plus, you'll be a part of a community of fans who eat, sleep, and breathe live events just as much as you do. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description to download the SeatGeek app today. And don't forget to use my promo code ChalkItUpSports for a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. Get excited. Now let's get back to the show. Yeah. What's good? This is your boy, Tone DeShields II. You guys are locked in on your dose of Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are absolutely subscribed to the channel. Means a lot to me. Goes a long way. This channel does not grow without the people. You guys have to remain active. You guys got to make sure you chop it up with me in that comment section. Make sure you guys give me your thoughts, your opinions, your concerns. Listen, even if we agree or disagree, I don't really care. I want to see what you got to say, right? Just make sure you keep it respectful. That's all I care about. Keep everything respectful. You respect me, I respect you. You treat me with love, I treat you with love. Very easy to do, very easy to understand. Make sure you guys stay active, stay engaged. The content only gets better. As a reminder, make sure you guys check out the content. If you can't check it out on YouTube, check it out on Spotify. We're available on Spotify. We're also available on Apple as well, Apple Podcasts to be specific. So make sure you guys check the content out. If you're on the go, if you're in the car, however you got to get your Chalk It Up fix, make sure you guys tap in YouTube, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. Those are your options to check out the show. And also make sure you guys follow us on Twitter. Follow me on X at DeShields. So you guys can see that at the bottom of the screen here on the left. And make sure you guys check me out on Instagram as well. You can follow me on Instagram at DeShields, the same handle, and search Chalk It Up Sports. That's Chalk It Up _sports on Instagram. Make sure you guys lock in with that as well. It means a lot. All right. Let's not waste no time. Let's get to the shenanigans. So you guys have been locked in the past handful of weeks. We've done 2 mock drafts thus far. Also, I appreciate you guys for locking in yesterday on Sunday. Me and Pro Fan Talk, we do our weekly check-in. We do our weekly off-season show, and we also do a weekly pregame show during the season. But make sure you guys continue to lock in with that. I appreciate you guys for supporting us. Continue to subscribe. Continue to hit that like button for my man, Pro Fan Talk. He's doing a great job over on his channel. But I digress. We've been doing mock drafts these past few weeks. We've done 2 thus far. And we've been privy to both. I have some graphics that I'm going to bring up on the screen to give us a little reminder. But we've done some mock drafts, and we're going to do another one today. We have about a couple weeks. We have a couple weeks until the draft. I think the draft is what, April 24th, right? I believe that's when the draft is. Let me pull up my calendar, make sure I got this thing right here. It's normally on a Thursday. Yep. April 20. Oh, the same day as my dentist appointment. Perfect. So April 24th is the day of the NFL draft. April 24th. So we have a couple of weeks. We have a couple of weeks until we get to Judgment Day to find out what your Philadelphia Eagles are going to do as it pertains to adding to the roster. Will they go defense? Will they go offense? Will they go D-line? Will they go offensive line? Will they go tight end? Will they go cornerback or linebacker? All remains to be seen. Some of you guys have your own predictions, but we're going to discuss what we've been discussing on Chalk It Up Sports. So buckle up. Make sure you got your beverages. Make sure you got your snacks. Kick your feet up. Make sure all your errands are out of the way. Maybe some of you guys are on your way home from work. Drive safely. Look both ways before you cross the street. You feel what I'm saying? All right, let's get to it. So just to do a quick recap. A couple weeks ago, we did our Eagles mock draft 1.0, right? We did our Eagles mock draft 1.0. We did not do any trades on this particular draft, to be specific. So just to give you guys a reminder, on our first mock draft, we didn't do any trades. We pretty much just drafted as the picks were for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, in this upcoming draft class, the Philadelphia Eagles have 8 total draft picks. They have a first rounder, a second rounder, a third rounder, a fourth, and 4 fifths. Now, I think we all can expect the Philadelphia Eagles to not have 4 fifth picks and 4 fifth-round picks. I think they're going to actually trade a couple of those. Maybe they trade 3 of them. Maybe they trade all 4. You never know. There's definitely going to be some movement for the Philadelphia Eagles. That's a fact. But this is how the draft picks turned out the last time, or the very first time we did our mock draft. So in the first round, we stayed put and we drafted Walter Nolan, D tackle out of Ole Miss. I know a lot of you guys love him. And it just so happens that a lot of the mock drafts that I'm seeing, he continues to fall to number 32. So we'll see how that goes in real life. So we selected Walter Nolan, round 1, pick 32. We selected Princely Umanmielen, edge rusher out of Ole Miss, pick 64. Round 3, pick 96, we chose Gunnar Helm, tight end out of Texas. Round 4, pick 134, we selected Malachi Moore, safety out of Alabama. Round 5, pick 161, we selected Miles Frazier, guard out of LSU. Round 5, 164, Jamin Dumas Johnson, linebacker out of Kentucky. Pick 165, Zah Frazier, cornerback out of University of Texas, San Antonio. And pick 168 in the 5th round, Carson Vinson, offensive tackle out of Alabama A&M, the HBCU. So this is how my first mock draft went as it pertains to your Philadelphia Eagles. Now, just so we can do a temperature check, and look, this is how we just drafted these guys. Listen, this is how you know we got new people in the chat. And I always try to be patient with new people. I always try to be patient with newcomers to the channel. I never want to scare people away, but this is how you know people are new here. This is how you know people don't watch the show. This is how you know people aren't locked in. It's okay. I don't want to scare you away. I don't want to single you out, but I'm going to do it anyway because that's how we do it here. We pull no punches here at Chalk It Up Sports. We're all about passion. We're all about electricity. So nonetheless, if you get uncomfortable, hey, do what you got to do. Take your ball and go home. Nonetheless, the first draft, we did not do any trades. We allowed the draft board to fall, and we kind of went through this together. So before we moved on to our 2.0 mock draft, give me a grade for this draft class. Again, it's very, very unlikely the Philadelphia Eagles stay put. They're going to do a lot of trades. They're going to do a lot of trading on draft night. But I just wanted to see how things would fall if we didn't move a muscle. So give me a grade for this draft class, you guys. Let me know what you think. As a reminder, Round 1, pick 32, Walter Nolan, D tackle out of Ole Miss. Round 2, pick 64, Princely Uman-Meeland, edge rusher out of Ole Miss. Round 3, pick 96, Gunnar Helm, tight end out of Texas. Round 4, pick 134, Malachi Morris, safety out of Alabama. Round 5, pick 161, Miles Frazier, guard out of LSU. Round 5, 164. Round 5, 161, Miles Frazier, guard out of LSU. Round 5, 164, Jamin Dumas Johnson, linebacker out of Kentucky. Round 5, pick 165, Zai Frazier, cornerback out of University of Texas, San Antonio. And round 5, pick 168, Carson Vincent, offensive tackle out of Alabama A&M. Excuse me. So, and we did this via the Pro Football Network. All right. So here we are. We got Fanny the Eagles fan. Well, Sweet Chin Music says, I give this one an A. Fanny says, I give this one an A. Andrew Mormon says, I give this one an A for first pass. Yas 22H says A. Scooter says D- or Scooty. We're going to call him Scooty. Scooty says D-. K-Order Green says solid B+. S Blunt goes B+. Alex says B. Stu Vision says, I'm not a fan of anybody named Carson. Andrew Marmon says Uman-Meeland. Well, guess what? His name is Princely Uman-Meeland. Fanny says Gunnar Helm is uncertain for me. I need to see his stats and mechanics again. Eagles Goat says B+. NFL Reality Check says, yo, Tone was good, brother. Long time. Hope all is well. Thank you, my man. Everything's great. Stu Vision says B+. Born Alone, Die Alone says, nice first draft, but I would have definitely took a linebacker second round. I give it a C+. Michael Purifoy says, I give this one a B, a solid B. Jerry Potter says A. All right. Now, let's move on to our second mock draft, 2.0. Let's move on to that, okay? So, on Friday, we did another mock draft. This mock draft, we had some trades, okay? I'm not going to get into the specifics of what I gave up because I don't really remember. But I do have written down which picks I traded for. I traded up for and I traded back for. So there in this mock draft that I did on Friday, we had a lot of movement. And let's do a quick recap here. So in our Eagles mock draft 2.0, in round 1 with pick 25, we selected Nick Emanwari, safety out of South Carolina. We traded up for that pick. Round 2, pick 64, we selected tight end Harold Fanning Jr. out of Bowling Green. Round 3, pick 96, we selected Deion Walker, defensive tackle out of Kentucky. Round 4, we selected Kobe Bryant, cornerback out of Kansas. We traded up for that selection. Round 5, pick 165, we selected Demetrius Knight Jr., linebacker out of South Carolina. Round 6, pick 177, we selected Jack Sawyer, edge rusher out of Ohio State. We traded back for that so we can get some more picks. And round 6, 206, we selected Connor Colby, guard out of Iowa, and we traded down for that pick as well. So I remember last time we did this on Friday, a lot of you guys weren't really sold on Harold Fanning Jr. A lot of you guys weren't really excited about that pick. I think a lot of you guys' biggest concern, your biggest concern was the fact that y'all felt like he was either too small or he couldn't block. I think it was one or the other when it came to Harold Fanning Jr. You guys felt like he was either too small or couldn't block, right? I think that pretty much sums it up for you guys. Too small or can block. Is that fair? Fanny said both. Sweet Chin Music says both. Okay. So we're going to go through this again Give me a grade for this draft class. What do you guys think about this draft class? Okay. Our 2.0. For our 2.0 draft class, what grade do you give it? Again, we drafted round 1, pick 25, Nick Emenwari, safety out of South Carolina. We traded up for that. Round 2, pick 64, Harold Fannin Jr., tight end out of Bowling Green. Round 3, pick 96, Deion Walker, defensive tackle out of Kentucky. Round 4, pick 128, Kobe Bryant, cornerback out of Kansas. We traded up for him. Round 5, pick 165, Demetrius Knight Jr., linebacker out of South Carolina. Round 6, pick 177, Jack Sawyer, edge rusher out of Ohio State. We traded back or traded down. And round 6, pick 206, we selected Connor Colby, guard out of Iowa, and we traded down for that. So let's see the grades we got for this one. K.O. the Green says both. I agree with the size, but none of them can block in this draft for real. Well, here's my thing, right? Here's what you guys have to understand when it comes to blocking in particular. A lot of these tight ends don't come into the league being these refined blockers. And you can't compare them to being able to block like a tackle or a guard, right? They have to be able to block at a serviceable level for that qualifies for a tight end. So again, a lot of these young tight ends, they don't come into the league being ultra perfect blockers. They don't, because they got to get NFL strength. They got to get used to NFL calls and the alignments and the lingo and the speed of the game. So I think some of you guys are a little too hard on this tight end draft class as it pertains to blocking, because there are decent blockers in this draft class. The question is, can they grow from being where they are? Are there certain guys that are lost causes, or are there certain guys that can actually have the willingness to get gritty and grimy in the trenches? Are there guys that are willing learners to block? That's what blocking more so is than anything. Blocking, especially at tight end and even wide receiver, blocking is about being willing. Devontae Smith, skinny as hell. He's a willing blocker. He's a willing blocker. And that's why he's serviceable at it. I don't think we've ever seen Devontae Smith get called for a holding call. And we've seen the Eagles run to his side a lot. They've used him to block. They've used him to block a lot. I don't think we've ever seen Devontae get called for a hold. He gets in position for one. He's never caught out of position. That's number one. Number two, he gets his hands on the DB quick enough and holds him long enough until the ball carrier can at least get perpendicular. So, and trust me, when you watch Devontae Smith block, it's not perfect at all. But he gets in position and his hands are just right, and he's willing enough to be in position long enough for the ball carrier to make a move. That's what you need from your tight end. You need your tight end doesn't have to be perfect, but he needs to be willing. He needs to be nasty. He needs to be gritty. Has to have good technique, and he can't get caught out of position. So yeah, a lot of these guys aren't going to be refined. A lot of these guys aren't going to be perfect blockers. They're not. But can they grow to be the blocker you need them to be? That's the question. That's the question. Marley Coldberg says B+. Fanny says B-, grading on the curve because of Sawyer and Demetrius Knight. S. Blunt says C+. Andrew Moorman says when there's tight ends like Arroyo and Ferguson, those who'd be better, in my opinion, Warren, Loveland, and Taylor will go. He felt like we took him too early. Fair enough. Alex says B+. Sweet Chin Music says C+. He says, I like the day 3 picks more than day 1 and day 2. Born Alone, Die Alone says better. I give it a B+. By the way, some of the better blockers at tight end They can't fucking catch. Let's be honest. Let's be honest about this. In this draft class, if you want to draft the best blocker at tight end, be prepared for him not to catch. Be prepared for him to be prepared for him to be slow as hell. Can't cut in the dime. Can't run a damn route. Can't find the soft spot in the zone. It's hard to find guys that are just perfect at everything. S. Blunt says, check Kuiper's top 10 on position. Fannin is an H-back. Yeah, you said that a couple times, S. Blunt. Let's see here. Let's see. I see what you're saying, Chaotic. I see what you're saying. You're trying to give Harold Fannin the benefit of the doubt. Got it. You're trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. Got it. I understand now. Sweet Chin says C plus, like day 3 picks more than day 1 and day 2. Okay. S. Blunt says shows the value of Dallas Goedert. Yeah, and Dallas Goedert didn't even have his best season blocking this year. He's had better years blocking for sure. But you guys are right. Andrew Morriman says, what's more important to come away with this year? A starting caliber safety, DT, or edge? Because it's usually tough to get more than one day 1 rookie starter per draft. Yeah, that's interesting. That's a good question. I got to think about that. All right. Now that we've done our recap, let's get to the actual mock draft, you guys. You guys have waited long enough. So let's get to our mock draft here. Mock draft 3.0. Where are we? We're 22 minutes into the live stream. If you guys want to, you can put in the comment section when the actual mock draft starts, right? You can even give people a breakdown. When we did a recap of our mock draft 1.0. We did a recap of mock draft 2.0. So we're at the 22:30 mark, and we're starting our mock draft 3.0. Okay. As always, we're using Pro Football Sports Networks, the ProFootballNetwork.com's mock draft simulator. The next time we do a mock draft, we're going to use a different platform. Okay? So maybe what you guys can do for me, in the comment section after the live stream is over, you guys can put in the comment section some of your favorite platforms to use mock draft simulators. For the first 3 mock drafts, we've used ProFootballNetwork.com. For our next mock draft, for mock draft 4.0, we're going to transition to a new software and see what they spit out as it pertains to the NFL draft. All right, 7 rounds. The draft speed is set to normal. We're drafting for the Philadelphia Eagles. All right. So let's zoom in a little bit. Okay. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the gang. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. Okay. All right. Let's get this show on the road here. And by the way, going forward, from this point forward, we are entertaining trades. We are going to entertain trades. All right. We're going to entertain them. We won't respond to everyone, but we will entertain them. And I also will entertain you guys' input. So if you guys have suggestions on whether I should accept a trade or decline the trade, I'll consider it. I'll consider it for sure. All right. Let me make sure I got my notes ready. Today is the 7th. I like to write all my notes down. I can't keep up with anything if I don't write notes down. I got a notepad here where I have to be able to write everything down. Otherwise, my thoughts get jumbled. I'm a writer. I take a lot of notes, be it if it's on a pen and pad or if it's in my phone. I use my calendar on my phone. I use my reminders. I have to write things down. I have to. Otherwise, things will not get done. Things will not get done at all. All right. Let's see here. Let's see what we do with this. So we've exercised a lot of different scenarios. Let's get this thing going. All right. Let's resume the draft. Cam Ward, Abdul Carter, Will Campbell, Mason Graham, Travis Hunter, Ashton Genty. Shador Sanders goes to the Jets. Okay. Tyler Warren goes to the Bears. Interesting. I don't really see that, but okay. Okay. Michael Williams goes to the Green Bay Packers. Malachi Starks to the Buccaneers. Interesting. Nick Scorton to the Panthers. Huh. So interestingly enough, Nick Emenwari fell to the Chiefs. All right. So here's our first trade offer. The Kansas City Chiefs are offering to trade up to the 32nd overall pick. They're willing to give me pick 63, pick 66, and pick 133 in this draft. This is a lot. I'm not sure about this. Let's see what else we got here. Pick 59, pick 91 in the 2026 second round pick. Interesting. So those are the two offers. See, I don't know how I feel about dropping back that far. My first pick isn't until pick 59. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that I'm basically I'm missing 50 plus players on the board. I'm not taking these deals. Now, if I was offered by the Cleveland Browns or the Giants or whoever, nah, I don't like these. I'm too far back. I can't make a move. It just puts me too far back. I don't like that. All right, let's see here. Gray Zabel, Telly Williams. Okay. We're going to do something conventional here. I'm going to go guard Gray Zabel. Here. We took Gray Zabel, round 1, pick 32. Gray Zabel, guard out of North Dakota State. Now, I know a lot of you guys may not be keen to Gray Zabel. Some of you guys are probably saying, North Dakota State, Tone, what are you doing? A lot of you guys are probably thinking that. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about Gray Zabel that I want you guys to keep in mind. Gray Zabel may not have went to an F, and what is it? An F? Is it FCS? FB? I always get them freaking mixed up. I always get them mixed up. Huh. Carolina strikes a hard bargain here. I only got to move 10 picks back, and they give me their 3rd round pick for the following season. Let's see here. Gray Zabel had a phenomenal Senior Bowl. Phenomenal Senior Bowl. So, all right, so let's see. See who was taken or who's left, excuse me. So, Trey Amos is left, Caleb Johnson, Isaiah Baun, TJ Sanders, Braden Swinson, Darius Alexander. Ooh. It's a lot of talent right here. I can't see myself trading back. Sorry. I'm not trading back. It's a lot of talent right here. It's a lot of talent right here. I can't trade back. I can't. It's too much talent right here, dog. I'm going to... I got options. You know what? Because we're familiar, we did bring him in. He played on one of the best defenses. He played on one of the best defenses in 2024. We're going to go best available Trey Amos right here. Trey Amos, cornerback out of Ole Miss. Round 2, pick 64. Trey Amos, cornerback, Ole Miss. All right, this is what we got so far, you guys. How we feeling? This is where we are thus far. In the first round, we selected Gray Zabel, guard out of North Dakota State. And pick 64, round 2, we've selected Trey Amos, cornerback out of Ole Miss. Now, this is where things get interesting. Huh. Okay, Minnesota. Huh. Let me hide that real quick. I need to see something. All right, so round 3, pick 96. Okay. We got 2 trade offers here. Jacksonville wants to give me pick 107. And their 2026 5th from Minnesota. Whereas though Minnesota wants to give me pick 97 and also give me a 2026 7th round pick. I mean, yeah, I could get a. Let me see who's available first before I even make a decision. Safety Lathan Ransom, Gunnar Helm, DJ Giddens, Elijah Arroyo, Jordan Birch, Deion Walker, Dylan Fairchild. Wow, there's a drop off here. There's a drop off here. Huh. Let's see. Alex says Arroyo's right there. Chaotic Green says you might get to do both. He says take the Minnesota, then see if Jags want to make the trade again. Jerry Potter says Arroyo is the tight end we should pick up. Melly J says might need to snag a good tight end here. It's looking like that, right? It's looking like that. I ain't gonna lie. I'm really curious to see here's all the edge rushers right here. I'm honestly curious to see who Minnesota wants. I'm really curious. I might, I'm going to take the Minnesota trade just because they're obviously desperate. I'm curious to see who they take. I'm gonna be honest. I want to see who Minnesota takes. So I'll take the Minnesota deal. I just want to see. And look at Jacksonville. You called it. Who said that? Who said that? Chaotic Green, you called it. Chaotic, you called it. You called it. He originally said take Minnesota's pick and then see if the Jags want to make the trade again. He called it. You called it. He absolutely called it. I'll be honest. I'm looking at, hold on. Cleveland traded up. The Giants, listen, I could see Cleveland taking a tight end. I could see the Giants taking a tight end. I could see Tennessee taking a tight end. Yeah, I can't take a risk. So I'm going to have to get my guy now. So we're going to get Elijah Arroyo. We selected Elijah Arroyo. Round 3, 97. Tight end out of Miami, Florida. All right. Here we go. Now we're in round 4. Now we're in round 4. Let's see what we got here. I want to see who the Jags ended up taking because they were so hot to try to move up. Who did the Jags ended up? They took a tackle, Holland Pierce. They probably wanted a tight end. That's probably why they was so hyped to move up. Okay. Huh. Interestingly enough. All right. So I think I should probably, let me see. Let's see what we got here. Alex says Marina Sands got something to say about every pick. Well, Marina Sands has something to say about almost everything I do. So, KO the Green says Mike can use that 7th and the 5th to trade up now. Sweet Chin Music says Marina hate for real. You guys are funny, man. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. Pick 134. Pick 134. Why Cleveland keep trading up right behind me? They weird. All right, I think I need to take. Hmm. Defense, see who's D tackle. Jamari Caldwell, 6'2", 332. Edge, Q Robinson, Alabama. Jared Ivey, Ole Miss. Ja Joyner, Minnesota. Q Robinson, Alabama, 6'4", 243. Jack Sawyer, 184. See, here's another thing, you guys. I try to pick different players than I did the previous draft. So yeah, I see Jack Sawyer right there, but I want this to be a little different. I drafted Jack Sawyer on Friday, so I want to go a different direction here. I want to go in a different direction here. Jerry Potter says Jalen Reed, 4th round pick. We need a safety. We do need a safety. We do need a safety. And Billy Bowman is the best available right now. I don't like his size. Nah, 5'9". I'm cool. I'm cool off, bro. Billy Bowman, I'm cool off, bro. Jalen Reed, Penn State, 5'11", is a physical, instinctive player. Malachi Moore is right there as well, 5'11". I took him last time, though. Jalen Reed is a physical and instinctive safety with a well-rounded skill set that allows him to contribute in all phases of the game. He excels in run support, demonstrating strong tackling ability and a willingness to come downhill aggressively. In coverage, Reed has the range to patrol deep zones and the awareness to read quarterbacks and anticipation plays. His ball skills and ability to make plays in contested situations add value to the secondary. Reed's aggressiveness can sometimes work against him by overcommitting both in the run game and in coverage. However, his high football IQ and leadership on the field make him a dependable presence. The fact that Billy Bowman is 5'9" is a non-starter. Non-starter for me. I'm going to go Jalen Reed here, safety. All right. Round 4, pick 134. We chose Jalen Reed. And don't worry, we got some trades coming up because I got 4 5th-round picks and I'm not using them. We are not using all 4 of those 5th-round picks. Jalen Reed, safety, Penn State. All right. Okay. Let's see what we got. Fanny says Moore is versatile slot and corner, safety and corner, excuse me. Marina Sand says Reed would start at safety. Jalen Reed, that is. Jerry Potter says Jalen Reed sounds like CJGJ, but younger. Eagles Goat says I can't see Bowman in Vic's playbook. Antonio Holmes says Billy Bowman has a 30% missed tackle rate. Hell no. Sweet Chimney says take a look at Riley Mills. Oh, yeah, D tackle out of Notre Dame. Yeah, that's actually pretty good value. That's very good value. Let's see. JJ Pigs out of Ole Miss. See, he was on that good ass defensive line. See, here's my thing about JJ Pigs. Did he benefit from playing next to Walter Nolan? How much of it was Walter Nolan? How much of it was him? You know what I mean? So can't really gamble on him. Riley Mills, 6'5", 291. Woo, it's athletic. Riley Mills has above average size and length, has elite play speed. Being 6'5", 291, that tells me he could play inside and outside. Riley Mills at 6'5", weighing 291, you could swing him outside maybe. You may be able to swing him as a DN. Riley Mills has above average size and length, has elite play speed, and can close down on ball carriers in a hurry. An average run defender who doesn't play with consistent leverage is a skilled pass rusher who can utilize a multitude of moves to get past linemen, consistently wins his pass rush reps, had an 18.9% pass rush win rate in true pass sets in 2024. Posted elite production in 2024 with 7.5 sacks and 9 tackles for loss, has accumulated a respectable 114 pressures across 1,000 pass rush snaps. An elite tackler who has missed less than 60% of his career tackling attempts. Oh, this guy's pretty polished. He can be a little better in run defense, but he's pretty polished. 6'5", 291. I like that. 6'5", 291. That's very intriguing. I would have to believe I can swing him outside as well. I would have to believe that. And he doesn't miss tackles. Has a very, very high pass rush win rate. Gets pressure, gets home, gets tackles for loss. I like this move. I like this. We're going to go Riley Mills, D tackle out of Notre Dame. So let's do a quick recap. Round 5, pick 161. Pick 161, we selected Riley Mills. D tackle out of Notre Dame. All right. Round 4, pick 134, we selected Jalen Reed, safety out of Penn State. Round 3, pick 97, we selected Elijah Arroyo, tight end out of Miami. And we traded down for that pick. Round 2, pick 64, we selected Trey Amos, cornerback out of Ole Miss. And round 1, we selected Gray Zabel, guard out of North Dakota State. I think out of all these moves thus far, my favorite picks have definitely been Jalen Reed and Riley Mills. My favorite picks so far have been Jalen Reed and Riley Mills. You see, Jalen Reed's ability to get in on run defense, the athleticism, the aggressiveness attacking the ball. I like that. Round 5, pick 161, Riley Mills, D tackle being 6'5, 290, 291. That's unique to me. And I'm sure he could put on more size, more muscle, whatever. But that pass rush win rate and the fact that he doesn't miss tackles, I like that. Can he stand to be a little bit better in run defense? Absolutely. But I like this. The last 2 picks by far are my favorite. They're my favorites. All right. Let's get back to the draft. So now we have 3 out of the next 5 draft picks. I believe this is where trades start to happen. So I don't see anybody or anything I need to reach for. I want to trade back. Question is, what do I want? That's the question. What do I want? So, I just picked 161. Let me call Jacksonville. See if they want to move up. Yeah, let me call Jacksonville. How far do you guys think I should trade back? How far do you guys think I should trade back here? I'm going to get on the phone with Jacksonville. I'm going to call Jacksonville. Jacksonville has pick 182 in the 6th round. You guys are funny. All right, let's just play around with this shit. Fuck it. All right, so let's see. 5th round. We got pick 164, 165, and 168. I want to trade back. So let me call Jacksonville. Where are you? Jacksonville. I will give you pick 164 for pick 182 straight up. Let's see if they take it. Okay. They took a corner. All right, so now we got a 6th rounder. First of all, let's look at what we need real quick. So we drafted a guard, a corner, a tight end, a safety, and a defensive tackle. Jack Nelson tackled 6'7", 314. Ooh, he's a big boy. Jalen Rivers. I'm sorry. I don't think I will ever draft the offensive tackle out of Miami though. Let's see here. How many picks we got? We got 3 picks left. I probably could have got more out of them, honestly. All right, pick 165. I'm going to trade back from this pick as well. And I'm going to see if I can get. I'm going to see if I can get. Ooh, I might be able to get one of those Rams picks, actually. Let me try to get one of those Rams picks. So let me call the Rams. Call the Rams. I'll give you pick 165. For 201. And let me get a 4th rounder for next year. Okay. Let's try this again. LA. Make sure where I'm picking at. I got the 182 pick. I got 165, 168, 182. I do want to trade back again from 165. I got 182. All right, let me get 190. All right, let me get that 202. Let me get that. I don't really care which. I'm trying to get y'all to move the fuck up. Why y'all acting funny money? Let me get pick 202. And let me get your 7th. Jeez. Let me get 2 of them things. Let me get that. All right, there we go. All right. There we go. All right, so I traded back again. I got pick 202, and I got the 2026 Baltimore 7th round pick. And I also got, all right, so I got another 7th. All right, so we got 2 7ths for 2026. So I got pick 168 now. All right, we still got 3 picks, but we more spread out now. Okay. All right, that's better. We're more spread out now. We're more spread out a little bit. 202 is what, though? That is still around 6. All right. Let me see who's here. I will. Ooh, let me try to get a little freaky with this. Let me trade back 160. A New England. Let me see. New England. Let's make a deal. I'll give y'all 168 if you give me 171 and the KC6. Let's see what they do. Okay. I know it's not really worth it. I get it. He's an idiot. I did not relax. Post trade. I want, because I know who I want. I just don't want to. A New Orleans. Let me get pick 172. I'll give me 172. And I'll give you 182 and you give me 188. Now give me 184. Because I don't want to move back too far. So let's just swap. Let's just swap here. Let's just swap. They don't want it. Okay. Let's see. New Orleans. We're going to get this right. We're going to get this right. I'm not trying to trade back too far. But I just want to give value. I just selected Riley Mills at 161. 168. Is it anybody I really want? I mean, there is somebody I want. Let me not even overthink it, because this should get tricky. So I'm going to select. Where is he? Fuck, I'm gonna get an edge rusher right here. Let me get Jared Ivey out of Ole Miss. Jared Ivey, Ole Miss. All right, that's what we got. Let's see what we got here. So we got Jared Ivey. I love how people pretend like they know everything about these players. It's cute. Where we select this guy at? Pick 168. Oh, that's still fifth round. All right. Round 5, 168. We selected Jared Ivey. Edge out of Ole Miss. they be so hyped. Yo, chaotic, right? They be so hyped, bro. Hey, chaotic. They be so hyped, bro. They be so fucking hyped. How we better not do this? What are we doing? Fucking relax. It's a video game. it's a video game. Relax, or a simulator to be specific. Jared Ivey, edge rush out of Ole Miss. Edge, Ole Miss. They be tight. They be so tight. They be so tight. All right, let's see where we at. 182. I don't fucking need a running back. I don't need the guys that's there. Let's see where we at. So, well, he's actually here. I didn't think he'll be here. I actually did not think he would be here. What do we got so far? We got a guard, we got a corner, a tight end, a safety, DT, edge. I'm gonna go O-line here. 6'7", 314. I could work with this. A lot of experience, over 3,000 career snaps. I like this. Jack Nelson, tackle out of Wisconsin. We're gonna do that. All right, we just selected Jack Nelson. Jack Nelson, and that was what, 6th round? Jack Nelson, pick 182, 6th round. Okay. 182. All right. Jack Nelson, tackle, offensive tackle out of Wisconsin. All right, let's see what we got. Yo, exactly, right? Exactly. Exactly. Exactly, yo. Yo, chaotic. They don't be saying shit. They sit there and they watch. And I be trying to get people involved. Don't be a passive viewer. You got an opinion? Speak that shit. Don't be passive. And then when I do what I want to do, you get mad. When I ask you, speak up. All right, so just do a quick recap here. We've selected Gray Zabel, guard out of North Dakota State, round 1, pick 32. Round 2, pick 64, Trey Amos, cornerback out of Ole Miss. Round 3, pick 97, Elijah Arroyo, tight end out of Miami, Florida. We traded down for that. Did I trade for pick 160? Okay, yeah. Traded down. All right. Where was I? Round 4, pick 134, Jalen Reed, safety out of Penn State. Round 5, pick 161, Riley Mills, D tackle out of Notre Dame. Round 5, pick 168, Jared Ivey, edge rush out of Ole Miss. Round 6, pick 182, Jack Nelson, tackle out of Wisconsin. And we traded back for that one. We got another pick here at pick 202. We got another pick here. So let's just look at our needs. We drafted an edge rusher. We drafted a guard. We drafted a tackle. We drafted a corner. We drafted a DT. I don't think we did too bad here. I'm personally not too sold on the Elijah Arroyo pick, but it is what it is. Pick 202. Let's see. Pick 202. I traded back because the picks are too fucking close. Like, the Eagles have 4 draft picks in like the last 10 picks. They're not doing that. Like, let's really think about this real quick. Why am I trading back? It's too many fucking picks in one spot. The Eagles had 1, 2, 3, 4 picks in the 160s. The Eagles, under no circumstance are the Eagles drafting 4 players in the 5th round, in the 160 at that. and the 160 at that. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. So I wanted to spread those picks out. And I got a couple more picks for next year's draft to leverage. I drafted somebody at 161 and I drafted somebody at 168. I wasn't drafting two players at 164 and 165. I was not doing that. That was insane. That's insane. I'm not drafting four players within 10 picks. It's ridiculous. All right. Where are we now? One pick left. Who's left? Let's see what we got here. Let's see. We got a guard, a corner, a tight end, a safety, a DT edge, and a tackle. Honors. So, Luke Lachey is still on the board. Fascinating. All right. There's that running back they were looking at, Jaden Blue. 5'9", 196. Small dude. Taj Brooks, Texas Tech, 5'9", 214. Running back out of Syracuse, the Quinton Allen, 6'2", 204. The fact that Luke Lachey is still here is insane. I thought he'd be gone. Who y'all think about? KGK says Jalen Smith. We need cornerback safety depth. Jalen Smith, USC, 5'10", 187. Jalen Smith is a cornerback with average size and length, with versatility at box safety, free safety, slot corner, and outside corner. Wow. Okay. Fluid hips with good transitions and the ability to stick with receivers in and out of breaks. Efficient mover with good footwork and the ability to match receivers off the line and downfield. Well below average on-ball production. Only 4 career pass breakups. Not a dominant player at the catch point. An effective blitzer who can put pressure on the quarterback. Good read and reactability to make plays around the line of scrimmage. Very good run defender, open field tackler. This guy is interesting. He kind of reminds me of Kason Nixon for the Green Bay Packers. He reminds me of Kason Nixon. If you guys remember who that is. A guy that's not really he's not the most illustrious in coverage, but versatile. Can rush the passer. Eagles Dynasty says, has anybody looked into Zah Frazier at cornerback? It's funny you say that. We drafted Zah Frazier on March 24th in our first mock draft. So we drafted him before. Let me look around here. Running back. Wide receivers. 6'3", 204. Interesting. Caden Prather, a third-team All-Big Ten Maryland Terrapins wide receiver. earned an invite to the 2025 Shrine Bowl as an under-the-radar prospect poised for great national attention, standing 6'3", 210. Prather combines size with agility, excelling in spatial awareness and physicality to make contested catches. His ability to glide through space and adjust in the air could position him as an early day 3 NFL draft contender. Hmm. Hmm. I'll keep my eye on that guy, Caden Prather. Yo, what's our center depth looking like now that I think about it? Because I didn't want to draft 3 offensive linemen in this draft class, but let me see here. Jacob Gideon, 6'2", 296. Jacob Gideon brings extensive experience and versatility to the table and consistent 4-yard starter. He has seamlessly adapted to both guard and center roles, playing over 2,300 snaps. Known for his strength and ability to create running lanes, Gideon is a reliable force in the ground game. As a team captain, his leadership and experience have been pivotal in Western Michigan's offensive success. To improve his draft prospects, Gideon needs to work on his athleticism for more dynamic offenses and refine his hand placement techniques to handle defensive counters more effectively. His experience and leadership make him a solid candidate. That's right. Thank you, Raheem. Raheem, thank you for reminding me. We did bring Matt Pryor back. We also signed Kendall Lamb as well. And we did trade for a guard as well. Got a lot of bodies on the offensive line. A lot of them. One thing I didn't draft in this draft class, I didn't draft the damn linebacker. 6'1", 240. Is a Colin Oliver, 6'1", 240, is a hybrid player who spent time playing off-ball linebacker and edge during his career. Elite athlete with outstanding first-step quickness, broke out as a true freshman with 16 tackles for loss and 11.5 sacks. Has had poor on-ball production and coverage during his career. Just one career pass breakup and no career interceptions. A poor tackler who takes bad angles to the ball and lets opportunities slip. He has an obscenely high 27.6 career. Damn. Nah. I'm cool, brother. Cody Simon, Ohio State, 6'1", 229. Dude's small. Had a productive final season with 112 tackles and 7 sacks. He is a player who can read and react quickly to plays around the line of scrimmage, as well as showing the ability to get downhill and get the stops in the run game. Simon is not a violent downhill defender, but is savvy and can maneuver his way through the traffic to make plays while being a consistent tackler who plays under control and finishes opportunities. He is also an elite blitzer who has shown the ability to impact the pocket consistently. Simon also changes direction well in space and has above average straight line speed. He can be effective when dropping back into coverage, but could be better in man-to-man coverage. All right, I mean, he's a linebacker. What do you expect? Hmm. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm probably either going to take a linebacker or a wide receiver. And I want to take the kid. I want to take the kid, Nick Martin. No, is it Nick Martin or was it Cody Simon? I'm sorry, Cody Simon. Sorry. Cody Simon. I like Cody Simon. A lot of production, smart player. 6'1", 229. A little on the lighter side, but how heavy is Zack Baun? Let me see something. Zack Baun. Okay, all right. Okay. Wait, Nakobe Dean. 5'11", 231. Okay. And Trotter. 220. All right, okay. I might gotta go Cody Simon here. You lost Oren Burks and Kobe Dean's hurt. You got to get the linebacker. You didn't really sign one. All right, I'm going Cody Simon here. All right. There we go. Round 6, pick 202. Cody Simon. Linebacker out of Ohio State. And we traded back for that. Okay, there we go. All right. Sweet Chin Music says linebackers be small, which is pretty standard these days. Yeah, Trotter Jr. is pretty small as well. Carol the Green says Baun is light. He is. He is. But he does hit heavy. You're right. Andrew Mormon says Birch is a great D-line fit. I feel like I adjust my D-line already, so I don't want to overdo that. All right. Let's recap our draft class. Let's recap our draft class here. So, in this draft class, we walked away with round 1, pick 32, Gray Zabel, guard out of North Dakota State. Round 2, pick 64, Trey Amos, cornerback out of Ole Miss. Round 3, pick 97, Elijah Arroyo, tight end out of Miami, Florida. We traded down for that. Round 4, pick 134, Jalen Reed, safety out of Penn State. Round 5, pick 161, Riley Mills, D tackle, Notre Dame. Round 5, pick 168, Jared Ivey, edge, Ole Miss. Round 6, pick 182, Jack Nelson, offensive tackle, Wisconsin. We traded down for that. In round 6, pick 202, Cody Simon, linebacker, hailing out of Ohio State, and we traded back for that. All right. All right. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. The content is going to keep flowing. Now we also walked away with two additional draft picks for next year. So we're going to probably package those at some point. But we drafted a D tackle, we drafted an edge rusher. So we drafted a guard, a corner, a tight end, a safety, a D tackle, an edge, an offensive tackle, and a linebacker. I'm not mad at that. You lost Mekhi Becton. You lost Jack Driscoll. You did bring in Kendall Lamb. You did bring in Matt Pryor. You did trade for Quinyon Green. Because Quinyon Green is on a rookie contract, he's likely going to be on your roster. As a matter of fact, you got to decide if you pick up his 5th-year option. So Quinyon Green is basically a 1-year deal. Kendall Lamb is a 1-year deal. Matt Pryor is a 1-year deal. You drafted young developmental linemen with Jack Nelson. Gray Zabel can compete for the starting right guard spot today. That puts Tyler Steen as your swing guard if he doesn't beat him out. And Tyler Steen is a phenomenal swing guard. Phenomenal. He probably can start somewhere in this league for sure. At corner, you lost Darius Slay and you lost Isaiah Rodgers. You also lost CJ at safety. So you bring in cornerback Trey Amos in the second round, and you bring in safety Jalen Reed in the fourth round. Jalen Reed is going to compete directly with Sidney Brown. Trey Amos, being a second-round pick, he's going to compete directly with Keely Ringo and Adoree Jackson. You brought in Adoree Jackson as a free agent. You got Keely Ringo, right? Still got Eli Ricks. Knowing the Eagles, they'll bring in an undrafted corner. So, what else we got? We drafted Riley Mills, the defensive tackle. I like this dude. He's 6'5", or what is it? Was he 6'5", like 290 something? Dude's unique. I like his traits. Elijah Arroyo, very athletic, 6'5", 250. Humble Servant says, how many of these picks are starters this coming season or the next? Okay, so that's a loaded question, but I'll shoot. So let's see what we got here. Jalen Reed can definitely be a starter. Jalen Reed can definitely be a starter, be it this season or the next. Gray Zabel can definitely be a starter, either this season or the next. Elijah Arroyo. Depending on what Dallas Goedert, see, Dallas Goedert's future is still relatively uncertain. I think the rumors of him being traded, are still valid, but his future is murky right now. So it's kind of hard, but Elijah Arroyo, I'll say that just to play ball here. And, with Keely Ringo competing with Adoree Jackson, you throw Trey Amos in the conversation, he may be able to start next year. It's possible. So if you ask me, you have Gray Zabel, Trey Amos, Elijah Arroyo, and Jalen Reed, who are the first four picks, basically, who can definitely potentially be starters either this year or the following. And besides, I think with the Eagles loss, they lost a lot of depth. I'm also factoring in their free agent moves as well. So we'll see how that turns out. But I think Gray Zabel would be a starter. He would be a starter, in my humble opinion. Gray Zabel, 6'5", 312. Now, Tyler Steen is 6'6", 321. Tyler Steen has been in the NFL program for the past couple seasons, so he has a lot of experience. That'd be interesting to watch, though. That would be interesting. Nonetheless, though, all right, this is what we're going to do. We're an hour and a half in. Ooh. All right. I actually got to get out of here. So this is what we're going to do. Normally, what we do is after the mock draft, we go over each pick and we talk about their potential contributions. That's normally what we do. But I actually don't have time to do that right now. So we are going to double back tomorrow. We're going to double back tomorrow, and we're going to recap this draft class. We're going to go through all the scouting reports for all these players. That's the plan. So today can't do the recap. But tomorrow we will go through every single one of these picks, every single one of these players. We'll go through a scouting report and we'll figure out whether these were decent picks or not. We'll figure it out because NFL Draft Buzz is going to have a way more in-depth scouting report than Pro Football Network will, at least in the draft simulator. So, just to give a quick recap of our 1.0 mock draft, we selected Walter Nolan, Princely Umanmielen, edge rusher, Gunnar Helm, tight end out of Texas, Malachi Moore, safety, Miles Frazier, guard, Jamin Dumas Johnson, linebacker out of Kentucky, Za Frazier, cornerback out of the University of Texas, San Antonio, and Carson Vincent, offensive tackle out of Alabama A&M. That was our Eagles mock draft 1.0, in which we did no trades. In our mock draft 2.0, we selected Nick Emanwari, safety out of South Carolina. We traded up for him. In round 2, we selected Harold Fannin Jr., tight end out of Bowling Green. Round 3, Deion Walker, defensive tackle out of Kentucky. Round 4, Kobe Bryant, cornerback out of Kansas. We traded up for him. We selected Demetrius Knight Jr., linebacker out of South Carolina in the 5th round. In the 6th round, we selected edge rusher Jack Sawyer out of Ohio State. We traded down for him. And also in round 6, we selected Connor Colby, guard out of Iowa, and we traded down for him as well. And finally, our 3.0 mock draft, we selected Gray Zabel, guard out of North Dakota State, Trey Amos, cornerback out of Ole Miss in the 2nd round. Round 3, Elijah Arroyo, tight end out of Miami, Florida. We traded down for him. Round 4, Jalen Reed, safety out of Penn State. Round 5, Riley Mills, defensive tackle out of Notre Dame. Round 5, pick 168, Jared Ivey, edge rusher out of Ole Miss. Round 6, Jack Nelson, offensive tackle out of Wisconsin. We traded down for him. And round 6, Cody Simon, linebacker out of Ohio State. We traded down for him. So that's our show, you guys. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for smashing that like button. Thank you for being subscribed. There you have it. I've been your humble host, Tone DeShields II. You guys have been locked in on Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge us to the game. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.